Hello everybody, my name is Slay the Spire, and here's this new indie game called Cthulhu. Crap, I said it backwards. What the heck? This game pretty cool. It's in early access. It's that wasn't a very good start. It's a roguelike card maker video game. I've been playing it a whole lot last few days since I got it. Um, it's fun. It's it's uh it's just like Magic the Gathering. I don't know if anybody knows about that game. Speaking of that game, I was gonna try to stream Magic the Gathering Arena at some point. I just haven't felt like playing that for whatever reason. This really doesn't seem good enough to... Oh, it's 8 damage twice. Okay. I was like, that isn't good enough to be a rare, that's just a... But, so that goes 16, 12, 8. So yeah, you get to use it a few times before it actually ends up worse than a strike. And if you have like I know this character can get effects that like add poison on any unblocked damage, so hitting multiple times is good. If you're not familiar with this game, some of the stuff I'm doing is gonna be a little non-obvious, but I guess that's true of all video games if you really stop and think about it. Basically, you have crappy, well not crappy, but like very basic cards you start off with. Cards have like energy, which if you've played any CCG, that's a pretty standard mechanic. And then the roguelike elements are that you have persistent HP. I was like, my mouse is going off the screen, but it's just on the stream window. That makes sense. So yeah, this character, there's like two characters that I guess are considered polished enough to be released. The other one is you have to like opt into the beta, and they have like an alternate resource system or something. I haven't played as them yet. One character like focuses just on doing damage and buffing themselves, whereas this one they focus on like status effects and dodging damage, and I think they have a slight both of them interact with a block stat, which is just like basically temporary HP for the turn. Differently, this character has like a lot of stuff that can... Well, do they have stuff that gives them passive? No, they have like a lot of skills that like let them do something else and get blocked passively or by discarding cards and stuff. They also have a discard theme. It's interesting, like each character has a few different archetypes, and you'll want to probably focus on doing one thing really well, but like they sort of feed into each other. It's a nice game. I definitely recommend it. If you like deck building or roguelikes. And then there's like these roguelike, what are they called? Relics, I think. And they're just like items and Binding of Isaac and stuff like that. Is there a more general term for that? I guess they're just like items you have in any video game. Is it obvious that I'm like a little out of it right now and also like haven't been actively providing... Okay, I don't know if there's any point in my career where I was actively providing cogent commentary, but right now I feel like I'm not explaining things as well as I should be. I guess really like when people stream games like this that are roguelikes, people just watch to hear them stream a consciousness react, so maybe I should do that. It was probably a bad call for me to take the thing that buffs itself on poison before I had any poison. Yeah, if I can get the thing that makes it so my unblocked damage does poison, that would be nice. Yeah, so curses are like stuff that, that's not fantastic. The extra HP might have been more useful, but this could come in handy. What was I trying to explain? Something about curses. Yeah, they're just bad cards that are in your deck, and you can pay money at shops to get rid of them and stuff. But that was a pretty decent relic. That means I always start with 1 dexterity, which improves block from cards by 1. The last times I've done block-heavy builds, I've happened to get most of my block from stuff other than cards, but there's no reason that I couldn't. Like, there's stuff like this that are pretty helpful in the archetype, because later on you get the chance to get cards that, or well, I guess even at this point I had the chance to and just didn't, but this character has cards that let you, get an effect just by discarding them. You, like, can't play them naturally, but then you get more energy or get to draw cards and stuff. I should probably, like, look at the stream and see if anyone is saying anything about audio levels or heckling me. And yeah, like, curses are interesting. The other class, like, has some archetype that just benefits from curses in some way. Like, I think they get strength from them or something. But, the, silent can mitigate them a little bit better because they just have natural access to a lot of discard stuff, and that's a archetype that works well with other stuff pretty well. Because, like, this dagger throw, Magic the Gathering terminology for draw then discard is called looting, and that's pretty good in this. It's pretty good in card games. Right now I'm kind of torn if that's probably better than Poison Stab, just because having the ability to discard stuff that's beneficial to discard is nice. I like how I said I was going to go check the chat and then haven't done that. Let me actually do that. I'm, like, so paranoid from the old days of streaming where it would show all the... It would let perverts look at my own computer screen while I was tabbed out, but instead you just get to see me have the game not being focused. Oops, I'm gonna get banned from twitch.com by saying I'm playing off, so let me change that to Squish the Scassel. So is anybody in my funny Twitch stream chat? Did that post? No, okay, whatever. I should actually learn how to use, like, OBS and add little sidecars and stuff to my channel. That would be fun. Channel, yes, that's exactly the word I was looking for. I'm, like, kinda bad at solo commentary. Oh, right, yeah, these, like, artifact buff that weird polyhedral robot-y looking enemies have, makes them ignore the first debuff, which isn't really a big deal, for the silent, in the sense that they can, like, apply debuffs while doing damage, and it's, like, not as likely to mess up their whole day. But if you're not paying attention like me, or if they have a high number of artifact, it can get annoying. I haven't beaten this game yet, for what it's worth, and I also haven't unlocked everything. Like, there are more cards that I guess aren't necessarily better. They're definitely not necessary to beat the game. I've just gotten sort of bad luck and not known enough about the game to make optimal decisions. Okay, so yeah, this seems like a good loadout. So that guy's poisoned, and now I do big O damage because he's poisoned. And then I'll just do that because it does more damage, although I won't be able to make use of the cards. The other character, instead of starting combat with the additional 2 extra cards, restores 6 HP at the end of each combat, with a chance of being able to upgrade that later to restoring 10 HP. And I've actually done better with them most of the time. I kind of like this character more, but they're a little slower, but they're more strategic. I don't know, poison is just fun. Like, you can get a thing that lets them just apply 2 poison at the start of each turn, which means that their poison counter will tick up by 1, and I've tried to kick the habit, but I'm still sort of a sucker for incremental game-type mechanics. Not that that's exactly what this is. So yeah, this should actually work out pretty well. That gets rid of that. So poison's the first thing that happens on turns, and it can kill enemies, which is very helpful. It would not be nearly as good if that wasn't the case. But it's fun because it lets you sort of plan multiple moves in advance. I'm just like, yeah, very debuffed by these. It's technically like, it might have been, if I had another card that I wasn't planning on using, which I guess I did with Strike, I probably should have left that Dazed in my hand so it would exhaust itself because it's ethereal, but doesn't really matter that much. Wish I had a shield thing, but I should be okay. The only full heals you get for free are when you beat a chapter, and there's like only 2 or 3 chapters, but you win when you beat the 3rd one, so I made a mistake. It wasn't a mistake that mattered, but okay, that's actually really helpful. So now I'm gonna have extremely strong first turns. Right, the Ring of the Snake, like, starting with 2 extra cards is nice, but it sort of needs one of the many effects that lets you, like, have extra energy, because it doesn't really matter if you have a ton of cards in hand if you don't have anything to do with them. How much is this? That's a pretty good upgrade. I might have to go with that, even though healing might be smart. Yeah, so you can pick between healing for a third of your or 30% of your HP, or getting to upgrade a card. I'm probably too eager to always upgrade my cards, and that's why I haven't beaten it yet, but whatever, it's more fun to play with upgraded cards than it is to win. Do I have... No way to... Well, I might be able to get away to poison. How much damage do I think I'm going to be able to do this turn? I don't want to kill the fungi beast first because it is weaker, and that mushroom too means that it applies to what's it called? To vulnerable on me, which means I take extra 25% damage, I think. Well, Bane is still better than a regular attack, even if I have even if they're not poisoned, so okay, I'm in decent shape. Oh, yeah, I'm not even going to take damage from that. That's worked out better than I was hoping. Yeah, there are a variety of ways to get passive shield, which is usually what I go for, but there are definitely tools to, like, make just about any build work. I think the other class is a little bit better at doing a shield-heavy build because it naturally has a card that, like, lets it's not actually called block, yeah. It has a way to make block not go away at the end of the turn. Let's see, I guess that'll have 8 damage next turn. This is probably somehow ergonomic, even though it doesn't feel like it. I don't know. I'm not quite a strategic master at this game yet, but that felt like the right call. Just because the 5 poison would get wasted on this guy, it wouldn't kill him that turn. Oh, yeah. Well, I guess I should have remembered that I had this card that will one-shot 24 health man, but it didn't really make a difference. Let's see. I'm, like, not a huge fan of that. I guess if you have a way to, like, get a ton of cards into your hand, that's a pretty good move, but there's, like, a top, which I think is actually a reference to a magic card, that lets you draw a card automatically if you use the last card in your hand, and with this character it's not that unreasonable to do that. This is a good card if you have like a lot of things that give you free cards, or like with this. This one is just like generally a free 10 damage, and it works well with what's it called? Oh, I'm like getting an interesting loadout. A lot of these like have risk and reward. I guess it's mostly the boss relics actually that are that way, but a lot of them will be like enemies are stronger in this way, but then you get extra energy. How much does this do? That's like cool, but I typically like the upgrades that like there's some upgrades like do I even have any powers yet? There's a third card type besides attacks and skills called powers that are just like removed from your deck and constantly apply to you. And they're usually pretty good, and they're also usually pretty good to upgrade because it makes their passive effect better, or sometimes it just makes them free or makes them always be in your opening hand, and consistency is really important. If this changed it to draw 2 cards, discard 2 cards instead of more damage, I think I would upgrade it. I really wish this one would like net you a energy or something. This one honestly is almost the most tempting. Maybe just healing and not being like super danger loving is the smart play. I don't know. Most of the time I have some sort of power that I'm happy with by this point. Oh, actually the multi-damage attacks, it's sort of weird because like normally this character doesn't have easy access to strength. Gosh, did I just draw like every single one of my defends? Sort of disappointing that I have like overkill. Oh, that worked out pretty well actually. Getting through combat without taking damage is like very much its own reward. It's just a lamer reward than things that give you extra cards that are good or extra relics. Let's see, I could... See, it's just like... so unsatisfying for me to not get the full advantage out of this, but the smart play is definitely just to like... Oh yeah, it's like, I might as well have had nothing but strikes that turn. Actually, wait, I forgot about... Okay, I forgot those things curled up and then got the extra shield, or extra block. That might have actually been important to not having to take both attacks, that I was able to do that so-called overkill. I also haven't gotten to a shop yet. I don't know if I normally get to a shop by now or if I'm just like more cognizant of everything. So yeah, this is like a thing that can get what's the word? The init keyword, which makes it added to your starting hand. So yeah, these are harder enemies that give you relics when you beat them. I'm gonna go for that, I think. Let me check chat. Oh, I'm quiet. Okay, cool. Am I less quiet now? I'm just gonna leave this up all the way and you can tell me if I'm less quiet. Worth. Yeah, I probably should have tried to get to a... Yeah, that's weird. There were only shops at like the very beginning, and obviously since you get gold as you go on, shops at the very beginning aren't necessarily useful. Okay, that was convenient that that ended up in this first turn anyway. I am actually quite happy with how this turn went, because this thing's still gonna do damage to me, but it's not going to, or it's still going to steal my gold, but it's not gonna do damage, and I should be able to get that gold back. Alright. Well. Oh yeah, shivs actually scale pretty well with strength, don't they? And did this... Why was that doing... Oh, they do 4 by default, not 3. Yeah, okay. Well, hopefully I should still be in good shape for the hard encounter. It would be very nice if I got something good from here. Is that better than... honestly, the block potion is a little redundant with, like, I would... If I really wanted block, I have enough sources of block in my deck, I would rather just do the speed potion. This one is sort of interesting. Honestly, I think just more sources of poison is fine for now. I'd really like one of the powers that make poison. Okay, this is actually a good enemy to use poison against because it stay asleep for a turn. Do I really have no way to... that's disappointing. But I have my optimal strat worked out for me. I don't like to wake that up on the first turn, but I just had a good enough hand right now. Oh, well, it's not going to attack this turn, so that was a smart play. Okay. Could have gone a lot worse. I maybe should have applied the weak potion. Or no, weak potion is for attacking, right? I get weak and vulnerable mixed up sometimes. I guess I'll try this first to see what I draw. That's probably actually worth it. I don't want to go fight the boss, or well, I'll get the chance to heal up before the boss, but I still don't want to like make myself sick. I could really be paranoid and just use my in fact, I tend to like not want to use my potions because of the famous potion fear that all gamers have, but honestly, so that does more damage over the long run, but yeah, no, I'm probably going to get more out of that than I would have from the stab. The stab kind of outweighs that once you have the thing that applies poison on damage, but whatevs. Okay, get rid of that crap. At this point, I guess just defend and glass knife is smart. 2 defends would have almost mitigated all that damage, but like enemies tend to be able to give themselves permanent buffs. So you have to like have a specific thing you're going for like block everything to be a great strategy. I guess if you have enough reliable sources of block, you could try to block during attack turns and only attack when you know they're not going to counterattack, and block isn't as important, but hoping for that much consistency is a little weird. I assume that means as a like extra card in your opening hand. That wouldn't be very good if it just replaced one of your cards, but discard all non-attack cards. I'm always tempted to take the rares over the uncommons, but this one's really good. Like whenever you get just that card effectively doesn't add anything to my deck. It's just the chance for free block, because there are very few circumstances where I wouldn't be able to cast it. I guess there are some debuffs that let you not be able to not do things that aren't attacks. But I don't think this boss can do that. And yeah, just having a 0 cost thing that gives you free card good, I feel like that's relatively self-evident. There is an archetype where just like you do damage every time you play a card, which is also very good for. Start of your turn, add a yeah, I definitely do want that. I don't really have enough cards for the order to matter beyond the sneaky strike. Okay, yeah, so like that worked out pretty well. I'm not actually going to get attacked by this thing, but if I was, I would have that nice block to help. And yeah, like this enables yes, obviously this enables the thing that works better if you discard a card. Probably don't need to explain everything. That was... I did this my last run too. You can interrupt this, like, when it's about to attack by making it trigger this form. And, I probably should try to do it. Now, this has Sharp Hide, which is weird because it's just the Thorns aura with a special name. And what that does is hits you for each time you attack it, which is pretty bad on this character. So, but if you have poison to deal with it, it's less bad. But it's just like if I was to I forget what the trigger for it uncurling is. I don't know if it's just when you beat all of its shield. I'm in a pretty good spot, especially with my fairy, so yeah, that absolutely was worth it because the weak countered the spikes. But is this worth it? Because I will get hit twice from the thorns just to do 16 damage. I really don't remember what triggers the unfurling. Poison won't do block. It goes through block, that is. So let's see how that works out. And I didn't use the Shiv again because I didn't want to take 3 damage and because it will get shuffled into my deck, I believe, which is good because like if you use it, it's removed. But it's actually, I guess, not that great to draw it, but meh. I am not doing fantastically. I would not like to wipe on the first boss. I'm usually pretty good about getting past the first boss. Decent at getting past the second, but I guess that's the LP curse, potentially. Then again, if I'm more careful about this mode shift. Okay, I definitely want to do this before it goes into the funny curly mode. Little bit of a reference to Cave Story there for you. Can I get it to another mode? Well, regardless, I'm not going to use 2 defends. Yeah, I think I should be able to actually interrupt this attack, which is good. Yeah, absolutely. And, okay, it has to spend a turn to use its thing, so... But it would have done that if from the poison if I hadn't triggered it that turn, so it didn't really matter. In fact, it was probably better. Yeah, a lot of my strategies don't work quite as well when it's in this mode, which is unfortunate. Jeez. Okay, well, the 3 damage will be worth it if I can get a defend, which is, yeah, good, what I was hoping for. Let's get rid of the regret. Yeah, okay, that was totally worth it. Using the Shiv would not be, though. This is going to be unpleasantly close, but I do have like extra 7 HP, but that also can eat like a turn that would kill me, I'm pretty sure. The weak is probably worth it, although I might be dying this turn no matter what I do. I actually think that yeah, block does work on the spikes, which isn't necessarily obvious. I am almost certainly going to die here, and the LP will be a failure. This is not necessarily one of the more challenging bosses, but I happen to not get... Like, if I had been able to get to a shop, my deck would be in better shape. I would have been able to remove that curse. I would have probably gotten something for an archetype to bring it all together. 50 damage. Probably gonna use these 3, which should keep me alive. Yeah, that'll keep me alive. And alright, I need to remember it doesn't have spikes right now, which is pretty important. And yep, okay. I'm in great shape. And, okay, good, I can interrupt it next turn. I might be able to pull this by the skin of my teeth. Yeah, I'm getting pretty lucky, I guess. I'm just trying to think, is there any way I want to game this? If I do this, or the okay. What? Okay, no, it'll go to the defensive mode next turn regardless. If it's going to block, I don't know. Am I overthinking this? It's gonna be at 45 next turn, which I really shouldn't be calculating it quite this extensively. I think interrupting its attack is definitely an obvious good, and getting that damage isn't enough of a problem. Oh, what? Holy crap, that was, yeah, very much the right call. Because, yeah, it's not going to get that 32 attack. I'm going to beat it. Fun day. I'm pretty sure the poison still applies through the shield. Yeah, it does. So yeah, I just need to focus on damage because that happened. At this point, it doesn't really matter, but just in case it has some trick up its sleeve I don't know about, I'll do that. Okay, all I need to do is survive this turn, which I can do. Okay, cool. I probably could maths this out to where I kill it this next turn instead of the one after, but there's really no reason to do that and risk miscalculating. Yep, so I'm good. It would have been funny if I had my curse and just didn't see it and then died from that HP damage. Oh, I used my fairy without, like, completely processing it. That's cool. Your next... This is a pretty good one, actually. It's just that, like, if you're going... This is one of the ones that doesn't work well with other archetypes, because if you, are interested in poison, which I'm still trying to force, like, poison damage is going to probably be more significant than attack damage. I've previously had pretty good luck with this Philosopher's Stone, but it is a especially high risk reward. 2 strength means enemies are gonna always do 2 damage extra, more if they're doing multi-hit attacks. This is an interesting one. I'm not sure. Potions don't always make the difference. I say having potions made the difference. I don't recommend this one on this character because there's a card you can get that just lets you get a potion for free, and then potions have a pretty good chance of dropping. Well, if this is a bad idea, I guess I'll learn that it's a bad idea. Potions are just, like, more stress than they're worth. They probably aren't more stress than they're worth, but I'm gonna say that they are. So... Could take this path, get some question marks. Is there any way? No, like, there's no way to get a campfire and a elite. My main choice is how many... Or no, I get 2 question marks this way and that way. I guess here... That loadout seems pretty front-loaded. Some of these enemies are a bit tricky, especially considering how I'm not really doing fantastically this run, so I'm gonna space them a bit more evenly. What's this do? Random card costs 0 for the rest of combat. This is probably smarter to do when your hand size is smaller, so I think I'm just gonna let that shuffle back in instead of exhausting it and then saving 1. So these birds take half damage for as long as they're flying and then fall if you do damage to them 3 times. I don't think poison counts as damage for those purposes. But they're all gonna just buff themselves, I guess. so that it would have probably been smarter to just knock one of them out of the air, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not quite confident enough in my abilities in this game to really know for sure what the best call is. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this will count as 2 attacks for the purposes of knocking them out of the sky. So did I discard a card this turn? I didn't. That's unfortunate. Well, oh, I can do. Okay, yeah. Then I should probably kill this one. That didn't kill. Oh, it'll die from the poison. Okay, and then use that. Might have been smarter to defend. I don't know. I don't think it would necessarily. That hurts, but I'm still at pretty high health. Okay, so now, knock that guy out of the air. Probably should have done that first, whatever. I think that generally card filtering, like drawing cards, is good to do at the start of your turn in case you draw something that would change the best strategy, but I think I also have a tendency to overthink my strategies and not just like focus on taking enemies out one at a time to make sure they don't kill me. Goodbye. That's a good joke. That sort of makes it sadder. Oh yeah, sometimes you can get already upgraded cards. This usually works pretty well. Like, this character's good at having big turns, and this helps big turns happen more consistently. This is good if you already have... Yeah, I think that's probably the best one there. It would be that or the 10 damage and gain 2 energy, but since I already have one of those... Okay. This is an interesting predicament. That's not the right word. Getting rid of that curse would be nice, but there is a way to get rid of curses that isn't as good as this, since I haven't upgraded any of these, and also there's like stuff that'll randomly upgrade them. That's pretty good. That seems like the right call. The right call might be sort of subjective too sometimes, more than I'm acting like it is. Choose an attack card. So that's a pretty intriguing option. I wonder if this applies retroactively. This is a fun one for the silent to have, but I'd really just like maybe just these two. The thing is that like kind of gets my opening hand good at doing just that one thing and nothing else, which is not always the best. This is actually pretty good for the silent because poison counts as a debuff. I'm gonna go with that. And then what are my attack cards right now? I have all these upgraded strikes. Always being able to start with that would be interesting because it's very strong, but it makes itself weaker. That does seem like the... Yeah, let's just go with that. I want the upgraded one. And can I afford anything else? Nope, that was pretty much perfect use of my money. Well, that certainly remains to be seen, but I used up all my money. Oh, that was from my thing that always gives me a colorless card, I think. Not the one I actually added to the deck, which is sort of funny. Well, let's see what I can draw. Probably don't... Well, definitely don't need that this turn. That one where you get to keep it to the next turn actually seems like it would be really good in multiples. I wasn't thinking about that. I might try that next time I play this character, but it's a little late now. So this one's free. And yeah, I did that after the poisoning, which was the only thing that mattered about the order. Okay, that felt like a very good starting turn. I'd like to see more of those. There is the case to be made that, like, the glass knife thing has the risk of not working as well if, there are it works as well as it's going to work, regardless of how many enemies there are, but doing single target damage isn't always the optimal choice. That being said, it worked out quite well there, and I think the elite mobs in this area have a pretty good chance of being just 1, or maybe equal chances of being 1, 2, or 4 or something. I don't really know enough about this game to talk like I do. Dagger spray would be really nice. I just really want the thing that applies poison. I don't have very much AoE, which that one that applies weaken poison is pretty helpful for. This is a good joke. Oh, that doesn't look good. The price has been paid. Oh no, it was a cash price, is not prizes. I should look at my stream again. Nobody commented. Okay. Alright, well, this is what I was thinking of when I was saying there usually are single targets. Okay, if I can save that to use on this, that would be really cool. Can I make it work that way? I have 5, and then it's gonna cost 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But I am gonna discard down. Is this gonna work out? Do I want to get rid of this, or do I want to get rid of dagger throw? Dagger throw could draw something else good. The problem is if I'm going to use this, like, this is less efficient. I need to not be worried about doing everything super efficiently. I already have 9 shield, or block. So I don't think I'm going to need more than that. So I have 4 left. Oh, that costs 1 as well. I kind of forgot about that. Okay, that works out well. I would like that other block, and that's gonna hurt my feelings too much if I use that inefficiently, but I'm still not quite there. Huh. I guess getting to cast Bane for free isn't really that terrible. I think I'm undervaluing that block, though. I don't want to be sick. Now, I could just keep that and use this, because this, adding 2 weak is actually almost as good. Or, oh wait, I'll have weak anyway. Okay. I hope watching me be, like, super deliberate over stuff that doesn't matter is a good joke. Also, why was I doing that math wrong? I don't know. Fun. Well, I got my options cut out for me. The annoying thing about this guy is the painful stabs, so your deck gets worse every time you get hit. Unfortunate that I didn't get a chance to do that better, but I could have blocked all of that. The problem is every time you... Or wait, no, whenever you take damage. Oh, so you do have to take damage. So, whoops. Probably should have just focused on blocking. At least I'll only take 1. I didn't even know it could attack 4 times. I think the most I'd seen was 3. Okay, so that makes all these do way more damage, which is fun. Well, way more might be a bit of a nice way of putting it. Do I have anything that draws cards? No, okay, so it's just do these in whatever order I see fit. Ugh, wish I had more defense. I'll have to take a rest at the next campfire. There's like a random event that can give you fun vampire power that replaces all of your basic attacks with bite, which is like I think a little weaker than the upgraded one, but it heals you for 2 and then it lowers your max HP. That's pretty good on this character because they don't have any natural regen. Okay, see, so like this is actually what I was thinking of when I said like it would be good to upgrade all those basic attacks. None of these are my favorite. This one's pretty good though. At a certain point, it's probably worth it to just stop adding cards to your deck so you don't draw stuff that doesn't synergize, but oh, that's pretty helpful. One of the characters, I'm trying to remember which, has the ability to like triple a skill or make their skills count double or something. That would be very nice with this, but for now, I would be happy to use it. I should get a choke into the deck because I have a decent amount of free cards. I mean, that's only going to be weakened for 1 turn, so it's not exactly the most worth, but whatever. Yeah, that card that lets block stay around till the next turn actually seems like it could be pretty useful if you have a lot of stuff that passively gives block. What do I want to do? Don't really have any options. That's fun. Yeah, there's like... Oh, actually, this is weaker than Strike because it's not upgraded. That's funny. So I can defend, which mitigates one of them. Is there a best way to add up to 24? 2 strikes and a shiv? Or a flying knee, a strike, and a shiv. So efficient. Block probably worth it more than doing extra damage, as much as that pains me to say. The only life total that matters is 1, except since you're fighting stuff and it carries over, that... The problem is Magic the Gathering makes me very, like, not care about my life total, but you have to care about your life total. It's a fun twist on the format. Fun. Okay. And once again, I have no actual options. I'm making this game look super lame. What the heck? I wish that had worked out a little bit better. Should have done overkill on him the first turn or something. Oh my gosh, I wish I had 1 more poison. Ugh. Can I have that stink explosion? I swear I had the stink explosion that would do AoE. That worked out pretty well. That's a fun potion. Probably not worth as much as having the extra energy, though, to be honest. Would another one of these be good? Yeah, I have plenty of poison stabs. Prepared is good, but like I haven't gotten any of the things that you get points for discarding. I might wanna... I think the second bonfire is probably worth it more than the shop. Oh, I wish I had 75 coins. Wow. Yeah, okay. I got the other thing that made it a good idea to upgrade my basic stuff. I didn't even see what got upgraded there. What was it? Um, I think it was Escape Plan and one other, which... Oh yeah, that one's a good one to get upgraded. Escape Plan's a little win more. The zero cost ones typically don't have the best upgrades because they're already pretty good. That's an interesting one. Do I have any particular reason I would want to use that this turn other than to just see my options? I think it's usually worth it to beat the Mystic first because they can buff the Centurion. Yeah, I'll poison the Centurion and weaken it so it's less of a threat right away. I mean, that card's pretty rad just because it's a free card that draws you a card. At this point, yeah, it feels so wrong not to always be doing damage, but the fact I can completely mitigate their damage is actually worth a decent amount. Especially when I'm at 16. Well, so now's the turn to just go hams. Yeah, I definitely feel like doing a block build. Like, there's of course no guarantee that you're going to end up upgrading all of your defense and like having other good stuff that gives you defense. I wish I had the thingy that gives area of effect poison. I guess. Oh, I should have used that first. Whoops. Well, that's still good. Probably a little cocky of me to... I mean, I know I'm going to be able to apply... Oh, wait, why did I think that was it? I don't know why I thought it was at 1 HP. Oh, because it was at 1 HP and then it healed itself for 16. Okay, whoops. I got what I wanted, though. It just wasn't as useful as I wanted it to be. Let's get rid of regret first thing. Oh, yeah, that was definitely helpful. And this is free because I took... I might be able to just kill this guy, actually. Yeah, that's absolutely gonna check out. 20. Yeah, because of that. Yeah, I really like Sadistic. That's very helpful. Is that... Okay, it's deal damage to that enemy specifically. Boop. Boop. Probably shouldn't have used that last because I don't get a chance to use this card, but out of curiosity, what was it? I don't know if that was in order. I probably should have not been stupid about the Mystic, but you know what? I can deal with 6 damage. Boop, 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 boop. Whatever. This one's funny just because it has the number 99 on it, and 99 is funny. This... tempting. I have enough... I, like, really want my poison synergies to finish... Like, they need something to give them some extra oomph. But... Oh, this guy's a little frustrating. He does a lot of damage. Okay, that is... I will gladly accept. I think I can kill this guy this turn. I'd like to do some poison on the shelled parasite. But let's take a look. 32. So this will do like 12 total. 3. I should have used the glass knife on him to finish it off. Oh well. Well, wait, the strike, that'll take him down to 10. That hurts my feelings that I have to, Oh gosh, I do need to remember that defense is more important than using every one of my attack actions if it means I'm going to die. So yeah, like, even though I would have loved to take out some of that plated armor and get poison on this guy, which goes through the plated armor, not taking damage and killing an enemy is still a pretty good turn. I don't need to be that funny. I really wish I had poison. Blah. Do I have you? The weak is good. Let's see, I want to get rid of one of the ones that costs something. So unfortunately, Bane is worse than the strike right now. It's not something I like to say, but... And then this is optimal because I want to do as much damage as possible to the plated armor, because the amount of shield it gets each turn goes down by 1 for each time I do damage to it that isn't blocked. It also heals itself, which is weird that it doesn't say that anywhere. Making it weak is good. Can I just... yeah. I think these 3 are probably the right call. I'm, like, not in love with my deck right now, but as far as the LP curse goes, it could be worse. Gosh, just nothing. I'm not even gonna get to use my fun... What's it? Not that it matters, but getting to use my fun what's-it, the extra energy, would have made me feel better, regardless of if it was the optimal choice or not. Ugh. The 1 damage to all enemies helps, and I am awfully single target, so I should go for that. It's just not my favorite. I'm like totally gonna end up dying on some random basic enemy before the boss. Oh. I hope that doesn't make 0 cost cards cost 1. Sort of funny I can't even check it, but... Alright, this combos very well with 1,000 cuts, obviously. Oh, the defend isn't even super useful this turn, so... The Chosen probably would be a good one to do first, but... I can kill the Cultist this turn. So yeah, have I fought this enemy yet? The Hex makes your deck get worse every time you do a non-attack, which is kind of my shtick, so... Not my favorite thing to deal with, but honestly, better than taking damage at this point. So... Is there anything that would draw a card potentially? No. I think I'm just going to use these 3. The extra... Well, actually, I'm probably going to have more energy than I'm going to be able to use, which is a nice problem to have. Yeah, I'm glad I took that 1,000 cuts. It definitely helped out this round, at least. Gosh, it's buffing itself so much, which is, like, honestly fine by me. Well, it doesn't matter that Sneaky Strike isn't free because I have so much energy, but... Is it gonna attack now? Yeah, 18, and that's with weakened. Yuck. Can I kill it this turn? Possibly? I can at least make it so I don't take damage, which is just as good as killing it, I guess. I didn't do that in the wrong order. I was like, oh crud, did I do that before Survivor? And I didn't. Fun. Okay. For as much crap as I'm giving my deck, like, even if you just have a bunch of, like, medium good cards within an archetype, sometimes the heart of the cards finds you. Gosh, I just am, like, missing so many of the, archetype cards I want. I don't have any powers, just, like, powers in general is what I want. Well, Bandage Up is nice. Oh, I can just end this century. That's a good thing to be able to do. I don't think the order really matters there. Yeah. Of course I didn't get any defense. That's what defense is called in this game. Yeah. Well, it's out of artifact. I do have Survivor, so... Oh my god, that's not enough to guarantee my own survival. Wait, yes it is. Okay, let's draw 4 and discard 1. Well, I like the Poison Stab a little bit more than the Strike because it definitely pierces the block. Then again, I'm going to be able to get through the block. Am I just going to be able to kill it with this? It has 37. I can do 20. Yeah, never mind. I think I can just do this. Yeah. Crisis averted. That actually seems potentially pretty good based on how many energies and stuff I've been able to get. I'm not in love with having something that's just like you do damage and doesn't tie into my archetypes. Especially because I'm not so attack heavy. I have a lot of but my poison mostly comes from poison stabs at this point. Huh. I guess I could just not add the card. I might actually do that. And I would like a chance at beating this boss. 31 still doesn't feel like enough to me. Wait, what's this guy's joke? He summons stuff, I think. I think this might be the only boss I haven't beat yet, which is reassuring. Rat boy genius. Yay for baby. I think it'll summon the first turn. I wish I could retain cards. That's another power I just haven't gotten. I think having a ton of energy to deal with the crap it's gonna throw at me is good. Glass Knife is always good. Poison Stab. Adding the 2 weak this early is also good, though. But I'll let Madness decide. Okay. That's actually probably a decent way to start things off. Oh, I wonder if using that one card would have gotten rid of 2 of the artifact or what. I'm not gonna have a way to poison them this turn, I don't think. So I probably should focus on the little babies. I won't use the big damage on them, but I'll at least start whittling down the one with less HP, I guess. The thing is, like, I feel like I have a decent shot at just brute forcing the boss. What did that do? Did it just make me discard it? Why did I see that? What? Oh, they're exhausting cards out of my deck. That's fantastic. Um, that's just gonna buff itself. The one that I damaged, of course, isn't the immediate threat, because why would it be? Okay, I would like to use Crippling Cloud. I don't think single target poison that costs mana appeals to me right this second. Or costs energy. Yeah, that was worth. And one defend will counteract that, although it does make me sad that I won't be able to do other stuff. But you know what? Living and being sad is probably better than dying. Oh, Aqua's now playing Grand Theft Auto V. Okay, what's... Okay, I do have enough defense to help out with that. This guy can thankfully be weakened now. Okay, then Survivor discarding Regret. Getting rid of this stupid orb. That'll have to do. I am not loving my position right now, to be honest, but they've used a lot of the tricks up their sleeve. Oh, and I get my stuff back to my hand. Oh, that's actually very interesting. So stabbing this guy with the glass knife could be useful. I want a free card, darn it. Right now, that's actually good on those little guys. I think I can take out both of those little guys. Oh, he'll die on his own, and I'll get to use, Sadistic Nature next turn. I don't think I'm gonna... Well, no, if I kill him, then I can use Sadistic Nature and do extra damage on that one, which might be essential. Yeah. So... And... It doesn't really matter if I use Bane or Strike, he'll die either way. But I'll get his card next turn if I use Strike, which is always nice to have an extra card. Oh, don't like that. Not a big fan, to be quite honest with you. Oh, God. I can get myself 9 defense. I don't have any way to draw cards. And I can weaken him. I don't even know. This might be it, gamers. Oh, man. I love it when I end up with one. Okay, so I think the moral of the story here is, don't get rid of your potions. It really annoys me when they have just the right amount of damage. I think I died to this last time, too. Okay, what's this? Oh, wait. I didn't... Oh, wait, are they added to your base deck? Oh. Wait, that wouldn't even necessarily be a good thing. But I've had that card before. Is it just like I got it randomly or something? I don't understand how the unlocks work, to be honest. Well, what did people think of that? Would they be interested in watching another run, or...